Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a very happy video.
No.
I know some people are weirdly happy about this. We are not. We're going to talk about the fires raging through California right now, and yeah, I mean it's apocalyptic. I mean
It's
really
not
is.
good. No,
it's not good. I mean the photos are horrible. As the Palisades are gone. I mean, this looks like a bomb went off.
Yeah, or like a hurricane went through, or something, a tornado or something. Yeah.
And so we've been following this for the last day or so, and it's wild. We're not going to get into conspiracy theories or anything like that. We're not going to get into pointing fingers at the government or anything like that. I mean, I do think it was handled very badly, but there are a lot of people displaced. We're going to talk about kind of like what is going on, and what this is going to mean for Hollywood, which is already dealing with a lot of issues right now. In fact, there are stories out there that even if you didn't lose your house, and consider yourself very blessed if you didn't, that the industry is going to be suffering another major setback.
Well, right? That's all it's been, getting is setback after setback after setback. And how long do they just move out of there completely and it's no longer Hollywood anymore?
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about, and this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. They said that Hollywood is being consumed by apocalypse vibes. They said it was already bad. A lot of people were out of work. A lot of productions shut down. People already didn't know what they're going to do, and now damn places burned into the ground.
I mean, I'm just saying, like a lot of it, though, was self-inflicted. Not this, obviously, but like before this, like we were having shows,
right.
Everybody's out of work because they overhired and they greenlit too many things. I mean, the responsibility, the onus of it belongs to people at the top of the studios, I think. But yeah, it's greed and it's arrogance and it's belittling audiences, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking, I was watching Adam Carolla last night, and he was talking about all the bureaucracy and the red tape involved in rebuilding in California. And he's like, even, from the time they drop the lumber to the time they start rebuilding these houses, we're talking minimum 3 years. And at what point do you just decide it's not worth it to rebuild? Mm-hmm. Like, we just go someplace else. Between, the economy out there and all the crime and whatever, and the industry just being in shambles, like some people, are they just going to leave? Are they just going to leave California completely and be like, yeah, we're going to go set up shop in Nebraska or something?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds wild. I never would have thought, but it's like a lot of times with businesses or with, people migrating from one location to another, it's, or there being a big change in industry, it's usually a disaster or a fire or something like that kind of prompts it, because it's like, it's easier to just rebuild someplace else than it is to try to salvage what we had. So just to kind of give you the rundown of where things are currently, and I'm sure ours is like the last video you're going to listen to because there's so many people covering this, but yeah, here's the overview from NBC News. Wildfires burning out of control in the greater LA area have killed at least 5 people and forced nearly 180,000 people from their homes. Authorities said the total number of deaths from the fires are unknown.
I heard there was 5, but they're not going to know. And unfortunately, yeah, you said 5 people. I know there's going to be a lot of animals that kill people's pets. Yeah. They'll have to leave them behind. I'm just not ready for that, but.
Yeah, there was a video of a guy who, I guess the firefighters got his cat, and he was happy. He was crying. He had his cat. And,
thank God they got his cat.
Other people being blasted on social media because they were leaving their animals and just trying to save themselves. And it was like, yeah, try to save our animals if we could. 5 fires burning, covering more than 45 square miles, sparked by dry conditions and powerful winds. When I lived in California, and I lived in Northern California, we lived on a small farm, and we had to do a controlled brush fire every fall. We would burn the tumbleweeds and the dry brush. I
remember you telling me the stories about it, yeah.
And that was my job. My job was to go gather up the tumbleweeds and the brush, and we had a big bonfire, and it was away from everything else. It was a big open field, away from the barn and all that, and we would burn the brush, because if we didn't, if it caught fire on its own, it was going to spread like crazy because, when it was dry. The Palisades fire burned through more than 17,000 acres, almost 27 square miles, destroyed 1,000 structures and is entirely uncontained, making it the most destructive in LA history. The latest blaze of sunset fire started shortly before 6 in the Hollywood Hills. And we watched that. It was like watching a piece of paper. I mean, it's kind of time lapse, but it was like watching a piece of paper burn. It just like went over the over the hill. It was insane. More than 350,000 energy customers are without power today. 200,000 in LA County. The intense Santa Ana winds have eased compared to the past 2 days, but wind gusts are still forecast to 40 to 50 miles an hour today, and 50 to 75 miles per hour at night. So this is probably not over. I mean, it seems like it's kind of winding down, but kind of
it's not over for a lot of people who lost their houses and stuff.
No, I mean, as far as like the actual fire itself, but look at this. This guy lost his house too. Is one of the FaZe Clan members. Like, can you imagine flying over that? And
no.
Like, I mean, that's like out of the movie. That's like, what was it, Volcano?
That's what I said. It reminds me of Volcano.
That's insane. But just to hear the celebrities that were, and there are a lot of people affected.
You're only going to hear about the celebrities.
But you're only going to hear about the celebrities. Paris Hilton lost her house. Billy Crystal, Eugene Levy, John Goodman lost their houses. Leighton Meester, I don't know who that is.
Anna Faris,
Spencer Pratt, Heidi Montag, not related, lost their house. I'm sure they've got like 10 more. Diane Warren lost her house. Cameron Matheson lost her house. Mandy Moore evacuated her home. As of last night, we don't know where her thing is. Mark Hamill, they had to get him out, and he's been evacuated. He's in Malibu. Malibu's had a lot of fires. James Wood he evacuated his home. He's unsure if it survived. Yeah, I mean, it's not good. Steve Guttenberg, Chris Pratt, Josh Gad.
Well, Steve Guttenberg assisted with evacuations.
Yeah, I could see him doing
that.
But yeah, a lot of, I mean, God, it's just, it's crazy. But this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. So, I mean, just to give you the overview. Everybody knows what's going on. Just turn on any news station and you're going to get better coverage than you're going to get here. But this person writing for the Hollywood Reporter said, it feels different this time. It feels like this might be kind of the end of it. And they said, yeah, in 93, it looked like a war zone, according to Mark Hamill. They said some aspects have changed since then. Fire hydrants running out of water. That certainly feels like a late season writer's room twist. Aging infrastructure, dry reservoirs, and too much simultaneous demand or cited as possible reasons for this. That's a whole nother issue. There are all kinds of theories. Perhaps the aspect that's most unique isn't any of the specifics, what makes this fire different, but the overall vibe that we're living in an apocalyptic age, particularly in LA, the pandemic, then the strikes, then the election,
oh my God.
Homelessness, studio contraction, media downsizing, and yes, fires.
Okay, well, first of all, everybody went through the pandemic. Everyone went through the election here. The strikes, that was you guys there, but, impacted people, other people too. But a lot of people that got impacted that you aren't mentioning are people that aren't the big celebrities, the people that, are normal people who work in other industries related. Yeah. And they're the ones who I'm most concerned about now.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, even before this article came out, I saw other articles. They said that, below the line workers now, especially, and a lot of them obviously don't live in Palisades because it's expensive, but they're like, this is going to set things back even further for us. Like, we were already dealing with a lot. And even if your house didn't burn down, like the industry or parts of it might be, but they said, yeah, it's simply getting, it's simply getting homeowners insurance that's become impossible in some areas. That's a whole thing. It's one thing for fed up celebrities like Joe Rogan to nope out to Texas. It's another for YouTube advertising pathogen Liberty Mutual to just give up on entire zip codes. That whole thing is weird. I'm not even going to mince words. That whole, a lot of celebrities I saw on social media, James Woods and some others were commenting and saying that it's very weird that they could not get insurance, a year or two leading up to this. Just saying. The city Hollywood loves to spectacularly destroy in its movies keeps getting pummeled in real life. Is there any cause for optimism? They said Hollywood manufactures escapism, but escapism can't fill a fire hydrant, clear acres of low-level vegetation, or prevent Mark Hamill from going to blue sky. No, prevent him from ever having to flee his home again. Calling something apocalyptic, a word heavily used in the press of late, is defeatist. But yeah, this is pretty bad. When you've got the Hollywood media basically saying, like, it's not just the fires, it's everything.
Everything, yeah.
It's the combination of everything. Like, Hollywood is just getting pummeled on all sides. And like you said, before the fires, most of that was self-inflicted. It's just, you know, and
A lot of things that they were listing were self-inflicted. Yes.
Yeah. It's just, it's so, wow. I mean, it's horrible. But I think this might be it for a lot of people. I mean, not, you know, God forbid it's it for their lives, but like this might be the thing that makes a lot of people just finally just leave.
A lot of celebrities already left because they can afford to, you know. But like, again, a lot of people that work in Hollywood are not the celebrities. Not the people who went. You saw the big strikes about. A lot of people who work there are people that are just like normal people that work in Hollywood or around with businesses that support Hollywood. And they're a lot of the ones who didn't recover from the strikes last time, and now they're the ones taking a brunt of destruction and things like that. They can't just up and move to another state because they're rich, you know.
Yeah, and looking at these articles, you're not hearing from any below-the-line workers. Like, here's Joe the gaffer who's been out of work for... You're hearing from, oh, look, Diane Warren and Mark Hamill. And, oh, my God, guys, we don't want Mark Hamill to flee his Malibu home again. You know, he might not be on Blue Sky as much. And, I mean, it's horrible. I don't want anybody to go through that. You know, I'm just saying, like, what about everybody else, right? And that's where because they don't get headlines. It's if you put an article out there like... Below-the-line workers in Hollywood are scared to death about what's going to be left of Hollywood. Nobody cares. But, you know, Mark Hamill has to flee his home.
They'll read, yeah.
Billy Crystal lost his house. Yeah, they'll read that. They'll read that for sure. It's really tragic, guys. It really is. Oh, my God. And peak awards season was disrupted.
Oh, darn.
Oh, my God.
Priorities, people.
Priorities. Awards. What's going to happen to all the movies that we were making? Yeah, I mean, it's horrible. And I don't know what else to say. Oh, God, guys, productions are delayed, too. Oh, my God. Jimmy Kimmel Live is delayed. People lost their houses, but Jimmy Kimmel Live, what are we going to do with that? Jimmy Kimmel, oh, my God. Yeah, anyway, are we going to wrap this up?
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
I don't know what else to say.
It's like, look, Hollywood has been responsible for a lot of really bad things being destroyed of late, but they also create a lot of things people love still. Even so, even though a lot of people are really mad at the studios and at Hollywood and stuff that's going on, this is not something to be celebrating at all. And I think it's absolutely, you know, tragic that people are. So we do not rejoice in anyone suffering at all. And I think a lot of people that you're not hearing about are suffering far more than the celebrities you always hear about.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to wrap it up. Let's wrap it up, guys. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.